Oh boy, what did we get ourselves into this time? My God, is that rough. I think there's a whole ass rat's nest up here. Oh yeah. Bird or something. Can we restore it? Of course. Of course we can. I had a lot of centipedes. 4 of them, to be exact. And the first one's done. He's right here. This is a fully working cocktail that I've restored. You wouldn't even know it, but down here in this corner, that was all broken away. Bondo sanding and some paint. Looks pretty good again, right? This side looks pretty solid. Just, someone's started some work on this before. Looks like. I got a new sticker for both sides. Just got to sand the crap out of this and paint it with some primer. Make sure the sticker sticks so it doesn't, what do they call it on the arcade forums? Shed, I guess, which this wood likes to do. Maybe a bunch of rattle cans of paint help that out. Anyways, we've been asked to make a multicade. And in most instances, I don't like making multicades because I like to make these exactly how they started life. As centipedes or as missile commands or galaxians or what have you. But this one came with no game board. So I'm okay keeping it as original as possible, but also just putting a new board in it. Have to put a new control panel on it too. But again, this one's not original. Look at that art. Some aftermarket art there. That's for sure. There's something going on. Something weird going on there. Yeah, it needs a lot of help. Team molding needs all redone. The inside's honestly pretty good. The one thing we care about's in here. Mr. Monitor. We'll have to see if he's working for us. Maybe needs a cap kit. Good cap kit on him, maybe. G07, I'm sure. He's got the X-ray shielding going on. Some of them have it, some of them don't. He's got it. No game board, like I said. Dusty crusty. Got the original wire harness. We won't need that either, will we? For our 60-in-1. Or the AR2 power supply. Won't need that either. Get him out of there. Use him in a game that needs it. Got a few. I find this interesting. This is in all of them. It looks like they just took part of the plastic cover and staple it on here to keep you from getting your hand back here and touching the voltages and shocking yourself or something when you're trying to get the coin door. I don't know why they did that, but they did. Cleaning the inside. Getting a brush in here and getting all the dirt out and getting all these parts out we don't need. Probably take the monitor out because we're going to have to test it anyways. See how it works. If it does work at all, we'll find out. Get the art off. This we're going to keep. This is the only good part. Well, the cardboard's good too, but this definitely ain't. We're going to need to replace this so that we can have all the buttons and joysticks and everything we need for our multicade. And then I'll have to sand this down and paint it and fix all my rough corners with some Bondo. And should be good to go. So the rest of this from now on will probably be a montage of me taking all the parts out. This will have to come out and all that sucked out of there too. So what I'll do is I'll replace this with a modern LED under cabinet light. So we don't have to mess with starters and bulbs. Bulb might be good. You know, you never know. These pull out. And then whole bulb comes out. There it is. Might be a good bulb. Definitely not throwing it away. There's one we want to restore to exactly factory. That might do it for us. But that's attached somehow. Thought they usually were just sitting in there. Oh, they are attached right here, over here. So then we'll have to get all that. Oh God, look at all that. Hope that speaker's good. If not, well, we can get a new one. They aren't expensive. They are not expensive. That's definitely gonna have to come out and get sandblasted, powder coated, all that. Well, probably not powder coated, probably just rattle can, but it'll look good nonetheless. It'll look good. Okay. This is probably gonna be the most in-depth restoration I've done because of how bad it's starting. But I got all the art. I got all the little pieces I need. The 60-in-1 should be coming in the mail any day now. And we really just got to make sure. Games Unlimited, huh? Wonder what that is. The original Atari stickers. Nice. I love seeing these. I like keeping these if I can. Look at that, serial number 3983. Model 302XX. I think this tells us it was made in 1983? In the 39th week of 1983? Maybe? No, that wouldn't make sense. And then there'd be a lot of stuff with the same serial number, right? If it was made in the same week. I don't know. Okay. Well, enjoy the montage. I've cleaned up the shop a bit. I got to get that listed online and get the video up. I got all the clips sent to my computer. That's for sale. These I just picked up. Hopefully doing a video on those here soon. But I got a request to do this project, and he has a deadline. And he's a paying customer. And we do paying customer jobs first, man. Pay the bills. So, all right. Let me get into the montage here. That should be our daily zone. Oh, that's Phoebe's trash. No good. Get this bird's nest in the trash. I'll have to nickname this. This is the bird's nest centipede. Okay, so it has the lower metal support, but not the upper, because the whole upper part has been ripped off. That's a fur or something. Something was living in here. Getting the top on it. Alright, so it's the next morning. I already swept off most of it. I'll probably sweep off some more here. And then we'll sand it. It looks like it definitely worked the best at the top where it was wettest, which is what I expected. I did not in one single second expect the bottom part here to stick very well, considering how it looked and how dry it was. But up here it stuck pretty well. Hopefully that will contain a lot of our loose particles in the MDF. So I'm going to sand it now and see how contained it stays. If it's still really flaky, then we're going to have to do something else. But trial run number 1. Let's see what happens. Okay, that was 2 small cans worth. And honestly, it covered a lot more surface area than I thought it was going to. This is DAP plastic wood. Contains real wood fibers. How long does it want me to wait? I don't know if it says. Oh, here we go. Allow it to dry before sanding. 15 minutes. Okay, that's not long at all. I thought it'd be a lot longer than that. So that's 2 cans. And like I said, I think I have like 10 more. And if this was a project and I didn't have access to this stuff more or less for free, I don't know what I would be doing. I don't know if this is the most economical way to do this, but the stuff, these cans I got for free, more or less, and they're just really old. So we're seeing how they do. Looks to be doing okay. Looks to be doing okay. I'm gonna let it dry, and then I'm gonna go at it again with the sander, and then we'll do what we've been doing to determine how good the flakiness has gone away by rubbing our hand across it and seeing if we don't pick up flakes of MDF anymore. And if we don't, then I will be satisfied enough to prime it. So I will need to Bondo the corners. And what I think I'm gonna do is tape on pieces of wood like that. Or I can even what's it called? Finishing nail them on there somehow or something. Or pieces of, I have cardboard too. I can just use long pieces of cardboard and then Bondo, do the whole, probably the whole thing. And then sand and then paint. And then this side will be done and we'll be ready to flip to the other side and pretty much repeat the process. I don't remember how bad the other side was, but I don't think it was very good. Things I need to buy: a new speaker, new feet. These feet have definitely had it. The control panel is on its way. The new art is here. The new light is here. The game board with all the buttons and the harness are on the way. I need to order a cap kit for the monitor. We need to test the monitor. I need to decide if I want to make the coin door work. Well, what am I kidding? I like to make everything work, so if I can get the coin door to work, that would be optimal. I think that's it. And then I gotta get all this wood filler off all my tools. So, okay. All right, so I'm gonna let this dry, and then when I come back, we'll sand it and go from there. So. Okay, so we've done a lot. We ended up doing a lot of wood filler, and I think that helped out quite a lot for the MDF flaking issue. And then I bondoed the sides, and I need to touch them up a little bit more. But it's pretty smooth now. Is there lots of cracks and crevices that I didn't get to? Yes, but it's good enough for our sticker, I think. But to make sure the sticker adheres, I'm gonna paint it first. I got the cheapest paint I could get. Drywall primer, drywall PVA primer and sealer. I don't know if this is gonna stick to our wood, but I assume it is. It's just like cheap ass paint. I'm gonna Google it and double check that I don't just get an outright no, that's not gonna work. And if I don't, then that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna put this on. And then some of our corners are still kind of rough. I kind of want to put I need to learn to not take the T-molding off. That's really what I need to do, is leave the T-molding on and do the Bondo around the T-molding. I experimented with the cardboard method. I have some wood that I could do as well, but then you actually got to like clamp it. And I have long enough clamps, I could just have clamped it like from the inside maybe. I don't know. But some of the corners look really good and other ones when sanded came up. So I just want to make sure that with T-molding on it, it's not going to look like Garbo. Now we do have some swelling up here. There's a little swelling. I think I'm going to have to clamp this and do some wood glue or something. But all the rest of it doesn't seem like it's swelled. That's the thing. The bottom of this cabinet looks completely like it was never wet. The bottom of this cabinet looks great. It's not rotten. It's solid wood. Does it look like it's seen better days? Of course, but it's not like it's destroyed by any. Looks fine. So, I'll show you. Look at the bottom of that. That's solid wood, man, and it doesn't look like it got wet or. It's just the sides of this are just so flaky. Maybe it's just in a very humid place for so long or something that the MDF has fallen apart. I don't know. I'm going to look up that this paint's going to work, and then I'm just going to paint it. I'm going to clean it off real fast with a rag to make sure there's not too much loose crap on it. And then we're just going to put a coat on it. And then I'll let that probably sit overnight. And then this side will be done, other than maybe some touch-ups on the corners. My mount's like letting go, you guys. It needs to stop doing that. There we go. There we go. Anyways, like up here, you can kind of see right there, that corner chipped off. We need to make sure all of that stays pretty flat, because with the T-molding, I think it will look kind of Garbo if the sticker isn't flat on the side. So I gotta touch up this corner again too. Right there. But I kind of want to paint it now and see how it looks, and then maybe do some more Bondo work tomorrow or later. Maybe later tonight. Depends on how long it takes this paint to dry, or this primer to dry. I'm really not sure how long it takes it. So, okay, let me Google if this is even going to work, and then we'll go from there. Okay, there it is, freshly painted. Does the paint look nice? Hell no. Hell no. But that's okay, because that's not the point. I'm not trying to make it look nice. We are just trying to get it to take a sticker. And I think it will now. Just gotta get it as even as possible. Oh, that's Bondo we got on the front there. That's fine. We're repainting the front of that anyways. Usually when I paint the front, I use Rust-Oleum. So I'll probably want to do that again. I saw a lump somewhere, so I'm kind of touching it up. It just needs to be even, and it needs to be flat. And as long as those two things are true, we're pretty golden. Now this will seal in that MDF too, so that it doesn't flake on us anymore. At least I hope it does. I think that's what should happen. So this is kind of a challenge we're doing here, where we're trying to see if it is economically viable to do a multicade like this on the budget we're on, which is not very much for the customer. We're trying to see, can we do a beautiful looking multicade on his $800 budget? And with that, I don't think I'll be making very much, but this is good work experience for me, because I wanted to do a restoration like this, and this has got to be one of the cheapest machines I could do that on, because there's bajillions of centipedes out there. Now, if this was, you know, something a little bit more rare, I might be more against this. But what I think I'll end up doing is, now I can obviously see where the corners are a little rough for the Bondo, and we can do another round of Bondo and sand, and then this should be ready for the sticker. Now, we're not putting the sticker on it until we have the other side done and it's standing upright. So after this dries and I'm happy with this side, we'll be flipping it over and doing the other side. And I don't remember how bad the other side was. I think the other side still mostly has its sticker on it. I think the other side was mostly laminated. It wasn't deep, it wasn't like, so the other side has a smooth, like, paper that's still adhered, where this side was completely missing that, and it was just raw wood. So that side's not just raw wood for the most part, it's still got like a gray smooth sticker, and that might just be straight up able to accept our new sticker. I'm not sure. So we'll see. Hi, cat. Okay, here's the original control panel that was in it. I originally considered just buying a multicade control panel and replacing the one that's in there. But the one that was in, that I purchased, it was $20 or like $25, it wasn't much. It doesn't have that bottom lip. And without that bottom lip, it doesn't really fit on the front of the console very well. So it's also flipped. It's got the joystick over there and the ball over there, which isn't really that big a deal, but I guess we'll have to reuse the original, which is going to make a lot more work for me, because that means I have to sandblast this, and I have to get all the old sticker off and goog on it and everything else, and then repaint this glossy. Not the end of the world, but so now while the paint's drying on the machine, I'm going to start taking this apart and get this old sticker off here if we can. Let's see if we can do that. Okay, now that we got the sticker off, all the residue's left over, and we can't sandblast a sticky surface. So now's when I get the Goo Gone Pro And I spray this down and let it sit for quite a while. I think it tells me on here. Apply Goo Gone, wipe, wash with soapy water for extra green messes. Let sit for 10-15 minutes. So I'm gonna let it sit for 10 minutes and then scrape it with a razor blade, and that should get rid of most of the gooiness, and then it can go in the sandblaster. So you'll see a time lapse of that now. Enjoy. All right, that's pretty good. Is there still some sticky in some spots? I'm sure. But we'll find that when we start sandblasting, because if it doesn't want to come off, we know it's because it's sticky still. But that took off a good amount of it. Man, it's hard to get it all off. Like you can see, there's a little bit right there. I don't know if I can show you in the camera. Yeah, you see it? That's some sticky here, that's some sticky over here. But a majority of it is gone. So we'll sandblast it and see how it looks. And that'll be another time lapse. Oh, and that time lapse is gonna take absolutely ages because I only have a little pancake air compressor. So I sandblast for about 5 minutes, and then I have to wait 10 minutes for the tank to fill back up, and we go. So it does take a while. I'm still working on getting a bigger air compressor. That's one of the things that sucks right now, is I don't have a bigger air compressor for the sandblaster, but one of these days. So let's do that. Okay, so this looks a lot better, but if you just saw the time lapse, and I obviously didn't get this far with the sandblaster. The sandblaster takes absolutely ages because I have that little dinky shit air compressor. So I ended up just using the sander that I've been using for everything in the cabinet. My God, this sander has been like 90% of this project is using that frickin' sander with like 180 grit sandpaper. And that took a majority off. And then for the last little bit that I couldn't get off, I just used the sandblaster. It's not perfect, obviously, you can see that, but it doesn't really have to be. It just has to be flat. So as long as it's flat, we can put another layer of matte or just glossy paint on it. And I didn't do the underside. I just tried to get all the rust spots off. There's some spots like there I need to hit again with the sandblaster. But this side doesn't really matter. It's the inside of the cabinet. Like, who cares? I'll probably just clean it off real good and then put another layer of paint over it so it looks nice. But it doesn't matter for functionality, and it's not going to be seen. So we just need this outside glossy so that we can put the sticker on and it actually sticks real good. So next, I got to think about where I'm going to put my holes for my other buttons, and then how I'm going to do that. And what I think I'm going to do is just get metal hole saws and do that way. But I don't know if the joystick mounts with carriage bolts or not. If the joystick mounts with carriage bolts, I don't know how I'm going to get square holes without some specialized tool or something. But what I think I'm going to do, obviously this is where the trackball is going to be. I'm not going to move that. But the joystick will probably go somewhere here in the center. offset a little bit or something. And that's one button, and then 2, 3, something like that. And then this will be player 1, player 2. And I'm not sure if I'll use the original Atari player 1, player 2 buttons, or if I'll cut these out bigger and just have the regular player 1, player 2 buttons that come with the 16 one. Because I have to wire these kind of weird if I use the Atari ones, because I got to give them 5 volt, and then I got to give them the blinky when it's waiting for a game, which the jam adapter will not give them the blinky. So I'm not sure about that. But so trackball, joystick, button 1, 2, 3, and then player 1, player 2. I wish I could shift this over, but that's not how it works. So. Anyways, yeah, don't use a sandblaster for all the paint. Just sand it with a sander, and then use the sandblaster to get the nooks and crannies you can't get with the sander. Use a sandblaster to get all the nooks and crannies you can't get with the sander. That's what I meant to say. All right, on to the next part. Okay, so it's the next day, and this joint wouldn't move at all, so we went ahead and used some PB Blaster, and now if I wiggle it, it moves. So we got that joint freed up. It was seized bigger than heck. Doesn't look like it's bent very much. Just was seized up, just rusted. Hadn't probably been moved in 20 plus years, so we definitely had to free her up. We definitely got the outside sandblasted real good. There's a lot of pitting, but that's not going to go away with sandblasting. It's the actual metal has been eaten away by the rust. So the inside of this still needs some blasting done to it, so we're going to get on that. Try to get this looking pretty nice. Then we'll wash her off and paint her, and go from there. So I don't know if I'll film the rest of the sandblasting. You got the gist of it with the other few clips. It's just going to be more of that, more of a foggy screen where I'm going to town on it, but all right. Okay, before we get back to the control panel, this is how this turned out. Looks really good. Looks really good. Very smooth. Very smooth. Not flaking away when I rub my hand on it. Now there's some bad parts, like right here. I think that's really the only bad part. Maybe right here. Anyways, I think we're going to do another round of Bondo. I definitely want to do another round of Bondo over here because this crack is way too big. So I'll probably just fill it in completely with Bondo and then Dremel it out to get the groove for the T-molding to go in. There's still some places like right here that got some play. See, I push down on it and it goes down. I want to wood glue that and clamp it. And then Dremel it out. I think that's really it. I think everything else looks pretty good. Oh, there's some edging I want to fix. Like this came up. That's coming up right there. This came up right here. Like all that wants to come up. Just peel it all off and redo it. Fix these corners. Everything else looks pretty good. This back corner is just rough, man. So we're gonna redo this back corner. It's got too much wood that wants to peel away. There we go. Just peel it all off. Get all that flakiness out of there. There we go. So I'll redo this. We'll do another round of Bondo on the back here, and then I'll probably fill in as much cracks as I can on the actual board itself, and then it won't be done. Because I don't think we need to do another layer of paint. I think the paint's good. I think we just need to fix the back corner, the back side here, and yeah. And then get on to flipping it over and doing the other side. So I don't think that one's going to be anywhere near as involved, which is good. We'll see. So, okay, let's do that. All right, we got it stood up now. We had one spot we had to fix. I think I just wood glued it, and then I'm gonna sand it and see if that is good enough for that. But this side is looking pretty good. Should be ready for the sticker soon. My question is it flat enough? I think it is. Like that probably needs sanded a little bit more. But for the most part, it is flat. I don't know how prominently the sticker is going to show on the inside. Probably not much. I think we can get away with this being this flat. The thing I'd be most worried about is the corners. As long as they're square and I can run an X-Acto along them to cut the sticker out, I think we'll be good. When it comes up to like the T molding, see, that's pretty rough there, but I don't think I can get it much better than that. It's just so flaky on the corners. It's just so flaky. So this might be ready for the sticker after a good Windex wash off and to get all, you know, anything not adhered down. And now we can see the other side. And like I said, yeah, not so bad. It's still got whatever this top layer on the MDF or whatever is, whatever this is, to actually keep all the shreds in their place. So someone's also went ahead and bondoed this once. And it's got some rough corners, and all the edges are pretty rough. I don't know why it's always the edges, but yeah. Like this is probably the roughest edge on this side. This is top corner. That needs Bondo in it and sanded. And then I guess I'll do a pass on all the corners, just like I did on the other side, to give it some reinforcement. And then it'll be ready for the sticker on this side too. So we'll do Bondo all throughout, and then we'll do a layer of paint and, well, Bondo, sand, paint, and then this side will as well be ready for the sticker. On the back here, I think I'm just gonna sand this down so that it's no longer flaky, and then paint it with the enamel paint. I don't know if I'll redo the whole top. I guess we'll see how much different in color this is to the rest of the top. Of course, it's gonna need clean first. We gotta Bondo these holes, and we also gotta Bondo the holes on the front. Those 3 holes, those are for like a, I'm sure, a security bar or something stupid. And then the cabinet cosmetically, oh, and we also gotta make this piece up here, which I don't think will be too hard. It should just be a piece of wood with 2 45-degree cuts on each side. And that will be done. Actually, I think the cut is only on this front side. It needs to be cut a little bit. It's just flat to the top. So, oh, the cat's here. Oh boy. Okay, last thing we're probably doing today, but looks like we have a working G07 monitor. I'll probably buy a cap kit for it anyways, because it most likely is original and needs it. This is using our trusty test pattern generator. So when I get this in a better spot, probably on the bench in the barn or in the basement, I mean, or maybe just up with an isolation transformer here in the barn, we will adjust all of the horizontal and vertical deflections, the colors, and all that greatness. But it is working. So this was a good test. Obviously my horizontal or vertical sync is off, as well as a few other things, but at least we know the monitor itself works. And honestly, the color doesn't look too bad already. So I'll probably spend some time adjusting, getting it centered and everything else. I don't know if I'll do that on camera, because it's just, you know, with high voltage and everything, I like to just make sure I'm truly focusing on what I'm doing and I'm not going to get electrocuted. So I'll probably still buy a cap kit, but there you go. So this is probably the second, or I don't even remember, third day I've recorded videos for this build, but it's standing up now. If I haven't shown that yet, I think I did. So we're gonna do those top corners, and we'll have to do all the edging on that side, and this side's looking good. Side's looking good. I think it's almost ready for a sticker on that side. And we got to Bondo the holes on the front and the back and get a back cover and get the monitor back in it and fix this top piece of wood. And this project is going to be getting close to getting done. I just bought the T-molding for it. I'm going to go with a nice green T-molding to make it kind of pop. I've seen a lot of people do multicades and centipedes where they do green T-molding, and I think it looks good. So we're going to do that too. All right, until my next update, which will probably be a while because now I have a work trip to go on, and I won't be working on this for about a week, which sucks. But I got to make that money somehow. So we'll see you when I get back. Woo, that's rough, man. That is rough. I wonder what these bolts were for. We'll have to take those out too. Sheesh. All right, well, there's our control panel all cleaned up. Dusty, but cleaned up. Here's that one I think I showed you earlier that I bought, and I'm kind of using that as a template of where I should put all the buttons and everything. But our two buttons over here, this is the original Atari Volcano blinking buttons. I think I'm going to drill those out to be the player 1, player 2 buttons that come with the kit. I'll use the volcanoes in something I actually care about if it matches. Here's our fire button for Centipede, and here's our trackball. So the next question is, where are we going to put our two other buttons, and where are we going to put our joystick, right? So I'm thinking either buttons on each side of the original or two on this side and then joystick down here. Yeah, they don't have the joystick centered either, so it'd be like right down here. I gotta make sure it fit in there if I mount it. And then I gotta square up these, make sure I put them in the exact right place for the mount to go. And yeah, so I could do each side or I could do both on this side. I'm leaning more towards both on this side and then joystick, because usually on a game with a joystick like, look at this one, joystick's on the right, or the left, I'm sorry, on the left. That's a Galaxian. There's your fire button. So your hands are going to be pretty close if I do joystick and buttons up here. It's going to be more like this, which kind of sucks. I could shift it over a little bit more. So I'll probably get some Sharpie and kind of mark out where I want everything to go and go from there. But I'm really leaning towards button 1, button 2, button 3. Probably space them out pretty good so that, and I'll make this the main fire button. Or button 1 maybe. I gotta look into what games that would really mess up. And then joystick far over here, like right around this area. Yeah, I could just cover this with the overlay and just not use that and put 3 buttons on this side. But, or I could leave this looking like the original fire button for Centipede and wire it in line with 3 buttons over here. That's not a bad idea either. I don't know. I don't know. I gotta think through that. But that's my ideas. And I got hole saws now. They were on sale for pro members at Harbor Freight. That was very cool. I think it's right behind me. Yeah. Look at that. Same price as the, what was it, 8-piece set, but you get the full 13-piece. Very nice. Okay, so now I'm going to decide exactly where I'm going to put these holes and go from there. Okay, here's 2 kind of designs that I've thought up. I either add 2 buttons next to fire, or I leave fire and put it in parallel with another one of these buttons. I'm really liking this one of just having 4 buttons instead of 3, and then this, of course, being the joystick. So you have left-hand joystick and you have 3 buttons right in front of you, and then if you want to switch over to regular Centipede, you have that as well. Also expanding the holes for the player 1, player 2 buttons. So I think this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to get the hole saw out and get it set up and see about getting that drilled out. Okay, so we're not going to do these. We're going to do that, that, and that, and we'll probably, because that hole's so big, we can't use the hole saw. We'll probably Dremel these out with some carbide bits, which I think I have, called carbide burrs. But what we want to do is try to center this as best we can. And I need like an actual press, which I have. Oh, I don't know where it is though. I think they're in the basement. I don't know if those ever made it out here. Yeah, it's gonna dance. We can't let it dance. It needs to start on a... Okay, so we're gonna drill some holes. I have my hole saw. I have my regular drill bit. So I'm gonna punch, which I've already done on this one. Might need a few more. There it is. Okay, you can probably tell that those are not centered on where I put the circles, but I'm not too worried about that. only because if they're equidistant, it doesn't really matter to me. So that one should be about right there. That looks pretty in line with that one. So if I get something straight, just trying to make sure that, yeah, that's pretty centered at just a little to the right. So that is centered there. Okay. Yeah, I like that. I'm happy with that. Is it going to be perfect? Nah, but I'm happy with it. Now, Okay, and okay, I just did the first one, and that looks good because the screw goes through, but the green. And now we apply that now. Here's one. Four. There we go. Alright, so that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, I didn't record myself on the table saw, but I had some scrap MDF, And if we come back over here, we cut it out. And there it is to replace our top. Got that angled. It's like 15 degrees. Try to make it as flush with the front as I can. That looks really good. Now I just got to figure out how I'm going to get these replaced to hold the marquee bracket in. I bought a new marquee bracket, so I'll have to go get bolts and, well, I think I have bolts. I just don't have these things. So I'll have to go get those, and then we'll go from there. So I'm gonna go to Harbor Freight. I'm gonna go get, I'm gonna see if they have these threaded through holes, and I'm also gonna get the carbide bit so I can do, I can drill these two out. Get those drilled out, and then this will be ready for paint. We'll give this a coat of paint, and then we'll put the overlay on it and cut out all the holes, and then we can put the whole control panel together. And we need to tip this on its side and do all the work on the cabinet we need to do. Also need to do a lot of sanding on the inside here and repainting, and some more Bondo work in here, especially on these corners. So I'll probably get to that as well. That will probably be time-lapsed. And then we got to paint the front, clean and paint the front. Still got to do the Bondo on this side, and then we can put the stickers on and see how good I am at putting stickers on. But first, I'm going to get this on the side and Bondo it probably. Yeah, I'll probably do Bondo first. So. All right, there's the coin door, which you saw me sand and everything else. This is that bottom bracket. I didn't record that, but I mean, it's just, I just sanded the shit out of it. It's not much to see. And if I'm gonna paint, I'm gonna paint everything I need to paint. So I also have my two CPOs for my Centipede cocktail. So we're gonna paint all 4 of these, and then they'll sit out here in the sun. It's not really that warm today. It is the very beginning of May here in Southwest Ohio, but it is still pretty chilly out. So, all right. I don't know what that's about, by the way. Being chilly. Also, I washed this off and I got some orange on it, but I'm not really worried about that because it's just surface. So. And actually, I usually do glossy on these if they get a sticker. The sticky seems to stick the best with glossy. don't know why, it just does. Cool, now it sits. I will save you the 20-minute video of me making this hole, but I just went to Harbor Freight and got a step bit, and that's how we did it. So now I've done that one, I just gotta do that one now. And then this will be done! Yippee! Back outside. Oh, let me get this set up so I don't fall over. Back outside. Look at that. There's all of our buttons. Joystick, player 1, player 2, 1, 2, 3 handheld buttons, and the ball. Now I wish it was shifted all over, just probably 4 inches, but if I would have done it again, maybe I put the buttons over here, like this. But this is exactly how the other one is. It's just more centered. I think it'll be fine. I'm just a perfectionist. Let me get some paper towels so I can wipe this off before I paint it. So of course the CPO gets an overlay. So I'm not worried about the paint being very good. I just need it to be consistent so it sticks. So it sticks good. As long as the surface is clean, we'll do the outside first, and then the inside. Okay, this is glossy. Yeah. Kind of glossy is what we use for this. Sticks pretty good to the stickers. can. Is it empty or just clogged? Can't tell. That's empty. Let me go get another can. All right, that's the other side painted. So if I was doing this with just the decal sticker, I would be much more worried about how this paint turned out, and I probably wouldn't have bought the absolute cheapest paint that they had at Lowe's, and I probably would put it on with a roller instead of a paintbrush. But I don't care because I have full-sized side stickers that are gonna be put on this, and then I'm gonna cut it out. And then put the T-molding on. So, yeah. I need to fix some of the T-molding. I think the only real big place I need to do is, on this side at least, is right in here, because that looks ate up real bad. And I'll probably just wood glue all that together, and then, or like Bondo it. The cat's gonna come scream at me now. All right, there's it all painted. So I still gotta fix some T-molding issues. I need to paint this black and get it installed. But it's dark out now, so I'll paint that outside tomorrow with the black Rust-Oleum paint. Yeah, and then I think I'll just touch this up with paint too right here. Make that look better. Definitely need to clean it real good first and then touch up the paint. And then we'll be rocking. I gotta wait for this to dry, probably wait overnight for that to dry. And then we'll fix the T-molding on this side. And we're waiting on the feet to come in anyways. I bought new feet for it. I realized I was off camera the whole time I was doing that, but I took all 4 of the feet off. And they all came off good except one ripped out. That one right there ripped out. So I got a new bracket coming for that. And then we should be able to thread the new ones into the existing holes. Freaking cat, man. And then we'll repaint the front here. Repaint this black. And we'll be done with the cosmetic parts of the cabinet. We just got to put the T-molding on and then get everything back in it. Hell yeah, it's coming along. It might not look like it's much right now, but once we get it upright and we get the side art on, oh man, it's gonna look good. At least I hope so. It's been so much work. It's better look good. It's been so much work. Okay. I'll see you later once this is all dry. Oh, and before I go, I'll tell you what I'm doing tonight. Something else I'm putting in queue is all the bolts are about to go into the evaporust. So I'm gonna queue all those up in the evaporust so that tomorrow I can also clean those off and paint them and get all the bolts ready to go back in the cabinet too. So, okay. I'll see you then. Bye. All right, it's the next day. The cat is still as loud as ever, as you can hear. Listen to that. It's all the time. It's my constant life. Anyways, there it is. I just painted the inside, so now I gotta wait for that to dry. And I just poured out all the Rust-Oleum, well, I reclaimed it into the bottle, and there's our bolts. They look a lot better. So, now I'm just gonna put some water in here, clean these out, and then I can paint these too. All right, there's all the bolts. Looking pretty good. There's a few of them I need to take a wire brush to get the gunk out of the threads, but otherwise, it's a lot better. A lot better. Oh, throwing my spring around. Cool, now we wait for these to dry and I will paint them all black. Okay, next I'm gonna we got that front coat on. We got that back coat on, so it's fully painted. It's ready to take the control panel overlay, CPO overlay, yeah, anyways, CPO. So I'm gonna Windex it so it's nice and clean and no dust, and then I'm gonna put the overlay on, and I will probably do that in time lapse so that it doesn't A, take up all my phone battery, and B, take 45 minutes in the video. So cool. Okay, there it is for the most part. This I just stole. I have a lot of these I bought. They're replacement Centipede white buttons. As you can see right there, there's the old trackball. I'm not going to be using that because, wow, that's disgusting and I don't have a rebuild kit. But I did recently just rebuild a bunch of these for the cocktail, so I'm going to steal one of those so I can install that right now and have a finished product here that I can start wiring up. So, okay, let me go get that, and I'll time-lapse putting that in real quick, and then I'll show you the completed control panel. Okay, there's the ball. I got it in. I did record it and then realized the camera was messed up the whole time, so anyways, there it is. It's just nuts on the back and carriages on the front. Anyways, you can see I took these bolts back out. I'm going to go paint the tops of them black so they match that one. I think that'd look best. And then we'll continue on with whatever we got next. Okay, back on this. We did a little bit more Bondo work on some rough parts, and it's real flat now. Got another round of sanding. So now I'm going to Dremel out the T-molding where I filled it with Bondo so that our T-molding will actually sink in and do its job. So time lapse of that. Is it starting to look like Centipede, folks? That went on pretty good. Now, if you look at it in the light, you can kind of see some of the bubbling because it's obviously not 100% flat, and then the way I was getting it like that, but wow, does that look nice. Okay. So now what I think I'll do is I'll put the T-molding on this side, and then we'll move to the other side. And I'll probably do a little bit more razor blading and cleaning up. And then what I'll do when I do this inside part, when I have it upright, is I will use painter's tape on the edge so that I don't get it on my T-molding or my side panel here. So, okay, let's try it out. That's both sides of that done. Last thing I need to do is some linoleum painting on the front and sides here, and on the piece I made to fix that. Here's one side. Not too bad. Back's over here. I actually stole it from another model that I have, another Centipede. There's that side. So, and there's the monitor sitting over there. So now, probably gonna take the chassis out of that so I can take it inside. And when the recap kit gets here, I can do the recap kit and get the monitor back in there. So, oh, I also did some sanding on this, so there's no security 3-hole thing there no more. So, yeah, it just needs a good coat of paint for all the places where the linoleum isn't, and then clean it out of dust and everything, because it's full of dust from all the sanding and Bondo and everything else. And then we are almost done. So then it'll be time for reassembly and making our wiring harness. Oh, we do have to replace that speaker, but that part is coming with the cap kit, so not much more we can do on that at the moment. But we can also put the coin door back together, so we'll do that too. Okay, compilation time or whatever. So this Geo7 might do this automatically. A lot of them do, but I think this is too old. I honestly don't know. But we ran this, well, it's been days now, so it's probably discharged, if not over a week. But if we take our friend here, an alligator clip, and chip him, put him on the chassis, put this on here, they'll stay, come on. Then we can get up under here. Yeah, it's dead. There's none there. Okay, so we're clear. So now I'm gonna take the chassis out of here, which is pretty easy. It is 2 bolts, and that's it. One on each side. There's one. There's the other. Okay, and then we just have a few wires to deal with. First, the neck board can come off. Got a little bit of glue holding it. There it is. Then this little grounding guy. And then I think we have something else going on over here. Yeah. This is another one of the anti-X-ray things. So both of these have to come off. There it goes. So that's free. And now the last thing is the yoke itself. This is your hot. So I don't like to get close to that with my hand if I don't have to. So we use this. We get one side out by just pushing. We gotta get the other side. And there it went. All right, that's free. So now we just gotta disconnect our colors. And we are free. So here's our chassis. This is gonna get a bath. God, does it need it? That thing is gross. So I'm gonna take this in the sink and give it a bath. And we'll probably give this a bath too. What we'll do is we'll just wipe it off with a rag. I've actually soaked these in the sink before, like the tube itself, but this one's honestly not too bad. So, and I'll put the screws back in their holes so we don't lose them. Yeah, I'll probably just Windex and rag this off. question is, do I want to figure out how this comes off? I think it's held up here, but I think it's on the bottom too. Yeah, it is. And it's got zip ties. Yeah. Okay, I'll probably just leave that and clean it. I'll just clean it and leave that shroud on there. Anywho's, okay. So now this gets to go inside, and we get to do a kit on it. Most of the capacitors look pretty wore out, so yeah. Okay, cool. See you next time. All right, while we wait for that paint to dry, as you can see, we're going to disconnect this. So this should just come off, but I can definitely see the corrosion on that one, so get that off. White and black, these are 2 wires to your speaker. Now we can get these out of here. There's our speaker, which is actually round, even though the last Centipede I did was oval. So I bought an oval, so I think I have to buy another speaker, because this is not gonna, let's see. Yeah. Well, it does fit it. I'm just gonna get rid of this starter over here, which is not a big deal, we don't need it. What screws in it? Gotta be wood screws in this. Keeping that there. It does cover the whole thing. I might just use the oval. Because does it really matter? No. There's your circular. I'll pour out 8 up. Paper's gone. Speaker might be good, but the paper's gone. So, anyways, what is going on here? What is holding this down? 2 tiny little screws. Tiny. Okay. Okay. Come off there. There we go. Try to center it the best we can. There's our connector to get the hell out of there. Let's get this box out of here. Don't need this. Okay, so we should have hot. Yeah, we got hot and neutral going out here. This is a bunch of BS for this box. Then we got the starter going this way. So what I'm going to do for the most part is get rid of all of this. And if I have to put new wire in, I will. But the way this coils, I should be able to just attach here and get rid of all the extra wire. Yeah. So disconnect this here. And this will go back to the box and get some wire cutters, cut all this out, get rid of it. Cut that all the way down here. All right, now that's disconnected. Now, should be able to, oh, these have some screws. Taking out 2 screws on the face plate. 1, 2. And then we got snap down here too. Okay. our bracket. All this can go away too. Then we're left with this. So we got our hot and our neutral, which is all we need. Don't really need the ground for the... I don't know if my new light has ground on it or not. I don't think it does. Yeah, it don't. Now going from here. So I'll just take that back. And then these two will run to our big friend there. These are gorgeous. So get this lined up best we can. I didn't record the art of doing it, but there's not much to it. It's just a hose and everything else. But clean the monitor, clean the chassis, clean the wire harness. Just mean green, a brush, and some water. And I'll wait for it to dry out here in the sun, and then I will do the chassis recap. Cabinet update. Sides still look good. Nothing's changed there. The front is dry, and it looks so much better. We got those sides looking good as well. I just put the top back in. I just slid it in. I don't have it wired or anything. And now we're gonna work on getting all the electronics in here. And first I'm gonna clean it, because as you can see, it's pretty dusty in there from all the sanding and everything we've been doing the past few days. So I'm gonna clean up the sides, probably just some water and some paper towels, and vacuum out the bottom. And then we'll get going on putting the control panel in here, putting the coin door back over here. Here's the control panel over there. And I'll do that all sped up too. I gotta recap the monitor, and then that will be ready to go too. So let's start getting electronics in the cabinet. Woohoo! I almost forgot, I had to put the cabinet back on its side. We gotta put feet on this thing. So I went ahead and I put 3 new feet in it that I had in my stock of levelers. And this one was ripped out. So we got a plate and then another leveler, and that's how we're gonna fix that. It's just a plate. All right, there's our 3 just screwed into the originals, and here's our new one on this corner. So that's all feet. I'm gonna get this back up right. Alright, I don't know how that video is going to look, but I did my best. Anyways, there's the control panel installed and the coin door. Yippee! Coin door has a little bit to be desired. It's missing the flaps for the coin return and the covers for the cent marks, but I'm going to make this free play anyway, so it's just aesthetically there. I'm going to make sure the lights turn on, but that's it. So that's really just there so there isn't an empty hole in the front. But yeah, now we're gonna get into installing the circuit board and starting the wiring. So let's get that going here. Okay, so a lot of wiring has been done. You'll see that there's some stuff in here you didn't see in the montage, like the transformer block. So this isn't the original transformer block for this cabinet. This is actually one I did for a cocktail. And I really don't want to do, I don't have another big blue right now, and that project's on hold anyway. So we're going to steal its transformer block and use this for this cabinet. So I originally was thinking, well, I'll just take wall mains and I won't even need this, right? And then I thought about it more and I'm like, well, wait a minute. The monitor gets power through this block right here. I'm like, okay, well, why does it, why does it need that? It's just straight wall voltage right here. Why does it need to go through this block? And then I was like, oh, wait, I know why. Because it wants isolated from the wall voltage. You want your voltage into the monitor isolated from mains so that you don't shock the crap out of yourself on accident one time. So this is completely rebuilt. Big blue has been replaced and the diodes, and the fuse block is brand new. Funny thing being, most of those fuses are not going to be used in this, but anyways, so we are going to just we're going to leave the monitor wired in. Here's our monitor power up here with its ground to the chassis. And we're going to leave this in here so that we can plug a regular cable in, a regular power cable in there. And yeah, so we got to fix the switch because it has broken off. I did this. Good job, Tristan. I need to glue that back together. Hopefully the 10-minute epoxy will make that sit again. And then all the PCB chassis parts are over here that I shouldn't need. There's also some stuff in this harness that I don't need, like this. I think this is, I don't know, I think this is part of the, it goes up to the controller or something. I'm really not sure what this guy was. Maybe I can find what he goes to over here. He's got to have a female counterpart, right? Or then, if not, why the hell does he exist? Anyways, the other thing I need to do is get my monitor out. So we have the monitor cable, probably in this harness over here somewhere, for our RGB. And it should be a 5-pin? Yeah, there it is. Here's our cable for our monitor. And I might cut him out and put him on, where's our monitor and our JAMA harness right here. There's a monitor for our JAMA harness. So we might splice this guy into that so that we can use him. Yeah, because that goes out into the monitor chassis right here. To go over to that, yeah, so that comes in to this harness right here, and then it goes over to this connector, which has RGB and sync and everything for the game. So that's your monitor. That's your monitor, Molex. So we'll probably cut him out and splice him into this one, unless I can find a already made cable online, and then I might just use that. We'll see. Anyways, it's definitely coming together. So next thing I need to do, I need to splice my speaker in, because here's my speaker wire coming from my OG wiring harness that goes up to the speaker. And then my speaker wires are down here, and they're regular crimp-on connectors, so I need to solder that in, I think. Other than that, I have another switch I need to put in here so that I have a service switch. So if you want to mess with the settings of the game, you can do that without having to come back here and short some wires together, which is how it is in my Donkey Kong, because I'm a lazy piece of shit when it comes to my own stuff. But I pull out all the stops when it's a customer thing, that's for damn sure. So we're going to make this wire harness look absolutely gorgeous. And we're going to make sure that this stays in the unit so that we don't shock ourselves or have any chance of shocking ourselves. So the rest of this will probably be me plugging everything in, and that does not want to go in there. Come on. And we're going to need the connector block here so we can make it 110. I think it goes there. I have it in the basement. I'll have to go get it. Okay. Cool. Until the next update. Okay, I changed my mind. We're gonna have to use the original isolation transformer, only because the connector is different than the cabinet, or the cocktail. It's a different part number. It uses a full bridge instead of a half bridge, like my cocktails do. So, yeah, we're just gonna have to use this. So I washed it. I just got done washing it out here with the hose and soap and water and a brush, and looks a lot better. Now I'm gonna replace Big Blue. I can replace the full bridge in there as well. Well, it's not even going to be used, really. So, I mean, I'll go through that and make sure there's nothing used in that 5-volt line anyways, or whatever it is regulated to. And then we'll put this in the cabinet. So, cool. All right. We just got done capping this down in the one stream, and I threw it back in here, and now I'm going to throw it back in the cabinet, and we'll give her a test and see how it goes. Let's go. All right, like I said in the previous clip a while back, I wasn't gonna film me doing this just because it's high voltage and it scares me, and I like to be 100% focused, not worried about a recording. So we have our test pattern generator hooked up to positive sync. If we turn the monitor on with our isolation transformer wired in, I have spent some time calibrating all my colors and everything, and we get a good grid pattern. This is as big as I can get it. I can't get it to go all the way to the corners, but when we get the shroud on it and everything, I think this will be good enough. I might mess with it a little bit more and try to get it to take up the entire screen, but it looks good. We can actually get our test pattern generator here and go through. Colors look good. See our burn in on that's for sure. Blue looks a little high on this screen, so I can turn blue down. A little bit. That's better. That's better. Yeah, so I'm gonna keep doing that. Just turn my camera off. Just go through and keep messing with colors until I'm happy with them all. I mean, that looks pretty good. Blue looks very good. Our green and red could use a little bit more. So that's what we're gonna do. Keep messing with that. Okay, monitor works. We've at least turned it on and it doesn't blow the fuse instantly, so that's cool. This is all wired up right. We didn't blow any fuses down here, so that's cool as well. So the next thing we need to do is wire in our video signal, our red, green, blue, and our sync, as well as our ground to the monitor. And then we also need to wire in our speaker, which is up here just hanging out. So we gotta wire that into the JAMA harness. And that is just gonna be, I'm gonna do that with just trim them back, put them together, solder them together, and we'll heat shrink them. And then that will look good. So I just gotta get heat shrink and we'll solder them all in, and that will be definitely sped up. So enjoy that. And looky there. A working monitor. I think I gotta mess with the vertical because I think it's gonna be a little low, because I know on my multicade, this is way up here. So let's see if it cuts off on the bottom. Come on, you can do it. Oh, I have speaker too. Ah, and our picture's rolling. Got some colors messed up, but gotta change some settings for sure to get it to let me play, because we don't have a coin up. So let me do that. Okay, here it is. Like I said, we're still waiting on that. I have some glue setting over here because the sticker kept wanting to peel off on that corner. But there it is, iCade. Looks great on the front. Sides are looking good. I have the door on it now. It's the original door, I just painted it. And it's pretty rough, but we didn't sand that down. We just painted it. It's the back door. Okay, so now we're just waiting on, to install that up there, and then the marquee can go in. And now we have to buy those circuit boards for the trackball to work, and it will be done. So, hoping I can get it done here soon, and get it to the customer so he can enjoy it. But it's getting there. It's getting there. It just had a lot more. You know, it's the first time I've done a JAMA conversion. I always want to keep them original, but this was literally, as I've talked earlier in the video, missing the game board and everything else. So JAMAing it was okay, in my opinion, just to keep another cabinet alive. But okay, when I come back, hopefully we'll have the trackball cable and or the trackball circuits so we can install, and we'll make sure all the buttons are wired up correctly, and it will be done. Oh, and we'll do this. Cool. See you then. Okay, there it is. I promise you it doesn't look that bright. Able to keep up with the change, and there you go. So there's your new top. That's the piece we made. This is the bracket I purchased off the internet. And what I did is I went on Twisted Quarter and I bought these. What are they called? A lock or wood nuts, I guess. I don't know. Wood lock nuts, something like that. And then I just went on Amazon and I bought the corresponding bolt to go with them. And then I drembled these a lot shorter. These were way too long, but that's what I could find, 2-day shipping, readily available. And then I just took this piece of wood to the drill press, drilled the 3 holes after I poked markers in them with the marquee on there. And there it is. Looks very good. Very, very good. I'm very happy with it. So now I'm just waiting on that PCB for the trackball to get here, and we'll be done. So I'll see you when that gets here, probably next weekend, because it's going to take forever. Of course, because it's the last part we need, so it always takes forever. Well, if we're going to play something, what are we going to play here? Play some Millipede, so I'll show you the trackball works. That's loud, ain't it? Here, back up a little bit more so you can see both the game and me. There we go. So what I did, let's get myself killed here. Here's a spider. Oh my god. Okay. So what I did, because I wanted the original Centipede to work, is I wired these two buttons together. So these are both button 1, so you can hit here or you could hit here. They're one and the same. And I did that because I wanted you to be able to play Centipede as you originally would with this button up here, or with button 1, depending on what you wanted to do. So we'll play Centipede, and we'll play it with the white button. So we have to hit one player to give it a credit. See, looks good, right? Trackball feels really nice, completely oiled. We play a joystick game. You know what I'm gonna play. Yeah, I kind of kick ass at the mappy, not gonna lie. Second level, you always wait for the boss to come down. Oh, and you can get them all. Look at that, 1,200 times 2. The most you can get. This cat is right on top of me. I need him to jump off. There he goes. That's how you do it. Now watch this part. I'll show you how to complete the bonus round, at least the first one. That's how you do it. Boom! Perfect game, 5 grand. 10,000. And I got another life. See how I got out of that? All four of them. Whew. The middle ones are always really hard to get. I try to get them first. Whoa! Whoa! Anyways, that's Mappy. So, thanks for watching. This has been the restoration of this absolutely destroyed Centipede. And we saved the original monitor, cleaned up the original control panel, and it looks great. It's ready to be enjoyed in a basement for many, many, many years to come as a all-in-one arcade with the original monitor. And as much original parts as I could do. Original button, original trackball, original coin door on the front, and original cabinet, of course. But I do like the green tea molding. I think it makes it pop. But yeah, cool. I hope you enjoyed watching. I hope this inspires you to make your own all-in-one arcade. Now, Holland Computers is a local business here in Ohio. That's where I bought most of these parts from, including the joystick kit, the 16-in-1 board, and the trackball sensors. Great company. They got stuff out to me very quick, and it's small business, family owned. So if you were looking to do your own multicade, they have everything you need to do that. They go anywhere from the 16-in-1s, that's like what's in this, all the way up to, I think it's 412-in-1s. And those are more for joystick fighting game giant machines, right? So this is the smallest you can get, 16-in-1, all the way up to 420-in-1 or 412-in-1, something like that. Blaze it. Anyways, cool. Thanks for watching. Until next time.